Aloha everyone, this is Pili Yarusi for Multifamily Live. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a really important message for everyone. So I get the question, how do I get started in multifamily or really just in real estate in general? And I tell them three things all the time. Number one, get yourself a mentor. Jason and I did flipping and wholesaling on our own, and we did really well, but it wasn't until we got around other people, got around those who are doing it successfully, had the systems that we needed, that we excelled. And that is what we did in multifamily. We got a mentor and excelled in multifamily. Number two, again, surround yourself by people who are doing what you want to do and are excelling at it. Surround yourself by the best people. Number three, and this should really be number one, as soon as you figure out that this is what you want to do, that this is your passion, you need to start telling everyone. And I just talked to a student who said, I've been doing real estate for a while, but I haven't really told anybody about it. Nobody at work knows what I do. And I was like, this is how I level you up. I level you up by getting you to tell everybody what you're doing. Because number one, now you have the wherewithal to help people grow their own legacies, grow their own wealth. You have knowledge that they need. It's actually selfish if you don't tell everyone. And I know a lot of it comes, and I suffered from it too. A lot of it came from a need to just, feel smaller, to not let people know in case I failed or maybe I succeeded. Who knew what I was afraid of? Stop being afraid and tell everyone what you do. I am a large multifamily investor, syndicator, owner, operator. Let people know what you do, because most of the time they go, what's that? And then you'll have more opportunity to let them know. And the thing is, and I was also talking to another good friend of mine, she said, and she reminded me that these conversations that we have, it's not like you're putting your hands out and asking for money. That is so far from the truth. What you're doing is providing an opportunity for people, not just right now, but into the future. Like the relationships that I create, the relationships that I inspire to have and that I currently have, these are not just right now relationships. These are legacy relationships. These are relationships that I hope to have for years, because that's what we do in large multifamily. That's why it's such an amazing asset class, is because the hold period is not just a flip in 6 months. It is anywhere from 2 to 7 to sometimes 10 years. It is a long-term relationship. So the relationships that I have with my investors, my friends, my family, these are going to be long-term relationships. So I implore you, if you are someone who thinks, I'm going to do real estate within a funnel, within my own world, and I'm going to keep it to myself. And I know you're not thinking that, but if you don't share it out, you might as well be. How can you best serve your community, your friends and family? How can you best grow your own legacy wealth? By helping others to do the same. So please tell everyone what you're doing. Let people know. Even if you've been doing this for 20 years, I know that there's people out there that you haven't told. 10 years, I know you can push it out onto social media. Let your cousin know. Let your friends know. It's not. Here's another thing I want to get to. This is not an uncomfortable conversation. It's only uncomfortable because we say it is. It's only uncomfortable because it's tied to money. It's only uncomfortable because it shows how successful you could be. It is not uncomfortable. Stop thinking that. It's not an uncomfortable conversation to have. When you ask other people, how are you doing? What have you been up to? And they tell you, and you have a conversation about it, is that uncomfortable? No. It's the same thing. If I were to come to you and ask you, hey, what have you been up to? oh, this and that. No. You're not going to say that anymore. You're going to say, hey, I've been doing real estate for a couple of years now. It's been going really well. And they might ask you about the market. They might ask you where you think the interest rates are going. They might ask you, hey, what are you getting into? Or tell me about some of your investments. Wherever the conversation goes, flow with it. Now that is one more person that knows what you're doing. If there seems to be a little bit more interest in that, get their email, put them into your funnel. It's a great way to get and establish relationships. And if you're uncomfortable having these conversations with your family, maybe because you haven't talked to Uncle so-and-so in years or Aunt Jane for maybe even a decade, what a great way to re-instill yourself into their lives. What a great way to rekindle that relationship by letting them know a way that you can help them build wealth. And the thing is, if they don't have capital that they can use, chances are they might know someone else. So always ask for the referral. Again, I'm going to come back to the statement. This is not an uncomfortable conversation. This is a conversation you should be having with everyone. So number one and number two, surround yourself by good people, mentors, and a solid network. Number three, tell everyone what you're doing. So much aloha. This is Pili for Multifamily Live. Please check us out. Go to the links below. Let us know how we're doing and let me know how you did with telling everybody about what you're doing. So much aloha.